How did a series that no one wanted to make become a global sensation and revolutionize popular culture? Today, we will tell you the story of the creation of the Squid Game. It is a story about a dream, struggle, and enormous risk. The series that blew up the screens and collected more than 1.65 billion hours of viewing in the first month. But did you know that the path to this success took more than 10 years? And it began in the modest room of South Korean screenwriter Hwang Dong-hyuk. How did a guy from a poor Korean family become a director who made the whole world talk about social problems? Hwang Dong-hyuk was born in 1971 into an ordinary family in Seoul. His childhood passed in an atmosphere of constant financial difficulties. The family barely made ends meet. While other children dreamed of simple joys, Hwang saw the real cost of poverty. This experience left a deep imprint on his worldview and shaped his special view of the world. However, despite all the difficulties, Hwang showed curiosity and a talent for storytelling since childhood. His passion for books and films helped him find inspiration, even in the humblest of circumstances. In high school, he realized that he wanted to tell stories through film to touch people's hearts. After graduating from school, he entered Seoul National University, one of the most prestigious in the country, where he studied journalism. But his passion for cinema was stronger. He decided to go further and continue his studies at the University of Southern California Film School, one of the leading educational institutions in the world for future directors. There in Los Angeles, Hwang Dong-hyuk expanded his horizons. His work began to receive first recognition. He made several short films that attracted the attention of critics. Even then, it was clear, this man knows how to combine the personal and the universal in his works, paying attention to social problems that concern everyone. His first feature film, My Grandmother, was a powerful statement. It told the story of an old woman forced to care for her grandson and captured the deep humanity and social acuity that would later become Hwang's trademark. But who would have thought that this humble director from a poor family would become the author of the most talked about TV series in history? All this was just the beginning of the path that would lead him to the creation of the Squid Game. How a director on the verge of bankruptcy came up with a story that not only shocked the world, but also made each of us think, what would we do? In 2009, Hwang Dong-hyuk was in deep crisis. There wasn't even enough money to pay the rent, and he was seriously wondering how far people would go to survive under financial pressure. He spent long evenings in the library, rereading comics that dealt with questions of survival and pondering the growing economic inequality in South Korea. The key metaphor is inspired by Korean children's games. These games were a symbol of innocence for him, but in them, he saw an opportunity to show how the cruel world of adults destroys everything connected with the purity of childhood. Then he came up with a simple but exciting idea. What if we use the rules of games, familiar from childhood, but transfer them to deadly conditions? Hwang realized that in this way, he could ask the audience the main question. What are you willing to do for money when all other possibilities have been exhausted? But the Squid Game is more than just a story about survival. It is imbued with philosophical and social themes. Through the script, Hwang wanted to show how capitalism turns people into players who are forced to compete with each other in order to stay afloat. Each character in the game reflects a certain type of society, from a worker who has lost everything due to debt to a respected businessman whose life is also on the line. They all find themselves in the same conditions, where wealth and power cease to matter, and only the struggle for survival remains. His idea quickly began to take shape. Hwang Dong-hyuk created a vivid scenario in which each game is not only a test of physical strength and dexterity, but also a deep psychological test. These games bring out the darkest sides of human nature. But how can producers be convinced that such a brutal and complex project can find its audience? This will be the next test on the way to creating the Squid Game. How did a script that no one wanted to read become a story that the whole world wanted to see? When Hwang Dong-hyuk finished the script for the Squid Game in 2009, he was full of enthusiasm. He believed that his idea, highly social, exciting, and unusual, would definitely find support. But the reality turned out to be different. The producers turned him down one after another. They said the plot was too dark and violent for a wide audience. Who wants to see people killing each other for money? They asked. Moreover, the financial risks seemed too high. Creating such a large-scale project would cost a lot of money, but the difficulties did not end with refusals. Hwang's personal life was also in shambles. He had no stable income, and debts began to mount. He was forced to sell his laptop to pay basic expenses. I was on the edge, he recalled later in an interview, but even then, I couldn't let go of the idea. I knew that she had the right to life. His family and friends tried to support him, but even they began to doubt. Why do you continue to cling to this idea if no one wants to fund it? They asked. Hwang's answer was simple. Because I believe she is important. This faith became his main driving force. Over the next 10 years, Hwang Dong-hyuk continued to try to tell his story to the world. He reworked the script, thought through the details, and waited for the moment when the audience was ready to hear him. It was a time of doubt, disappointment, but also incredible resilience. He understood that great ideas take time and effort. And this moment has come. In 2019, as streaming platforms began to look for original and risky projects, the idea of Squid Game finally found its ally. But even then, no one could have predicted what a phenomenon it would become. How did a platform that sets trends in world cinema see a diamond where others saw only risks? By 2019, Hwang Dong-hyuk had almost given up hope that his script would ever see the light of day. But it was at this time that big changes began to occur in the world of cinema. Netflix, seeking to expand its influence in Asia, sought projects that could showcase the region's unique cultural characteristics while being relatable to an international audience. When Hwang reintroduced the Squid Game, the Netflix team immediately took notice of his work. A story about social inequality disguised as a thriller with gaming elements fit perfectly into their strategy. It was a unique project that could unite viewers from all over the world. Netflix not only supported the idea, but also gave Hwang complete creative freedom. They understood that only he could convey the whole idea the way he intended. The collaboration marked a new stage in the development of the series. Resources appeared to create complex sets, special effects, and implement large-scale scenes that previously seemed unattainable. But it was also a challenge. Hwang had to adapt the script to make it even more dynamic and appealing to a global audience. Netflix believed in me, but I knew there was too much at stake, he later said. When filming began, the entire process was carried out under the strict guidance of Hwang. The series was Netflix's first South Korean production of this scale, and every detail was important. From the game's elaborate sets to the actors' work to make the characters come alive and relatable to audiences around the world. And although Netflix believed in success, no one expected that the Squid Game would not only become a popular project, but would cause a real cultural explosion. This is what made her not only a show, but also a phenomenon. So how did a series born of pain and perseverance manage to unite viewers of all cultures and generations? The Squid Game premiered on September 17, 2021, and within days the series became a phenomenon. It was seen everywhere, from cozy apartments in New York to small houses in Seoul. A month after its premiere, it broke Netflix's record, racking up an incredible 1.65 billion hours watched. It was a story that could not be ignored. Squid Game became the first Korean drama to reach #1 on Netflix in over 90 countries. Its unique blend of tension, emotion, and social criticism has made it more than just a series, but a true global event. People began to discuss the show not only as entertainment, but also as a mirror of modern reality. The series received many awards. At the 74th Emmy Awards, he became the first non-English language project to win the Outstanding Actor in a Drama Series category, thanks to Lee Jung-jae's brilliant performance. Squid has opened new horizons for Korean cinema, proving that local stories can resonate with audiences around the world. But the success of the Squid Game extended beyond the screen. The red suits of the guards and the green tracksuits of the participants have become global trends. On Halloween, thousands of people around the world dressed up as characters from the show. Memes and jokes based on the series spread across the internet, and its philosophical themes about inequality, greed, and humanity became the topic of serious debate. The Game of Squid has also had an impact on the entertainment industry. After its success, interest in Asian content increased significantly. Streaming platforms began actively seeking projects from South Korea and other Asian countries, realizing that global audiences were ready for new and bold stories. The Squid Game is not just a series. It is a phenomenon that has reminded the entire world that true stories that touch the human soul know no boundaries. But what was it like for Hwang Dong-hyuk to realize that his idea, rejected for more than 10 years, had become the greatest hit of our time? Can the story of one TV series teach us how to overcome life's most difficult challenges? The Squid Game is not just an exciting thriller, it is a deep story about how ideas can change the world. She teaches us to believe in ourselves and our dreams despite all the difficulties. Hwang Dong-hyuk has proven that resilience, perseverance, and the courage to speak about important topics are the key to success. His journey from poverty and rejection to global recognition inspires us to not give up even in the most difficult times. The game of Squid has become a symbol of the fact that great stories know no boundaries. They affect us all, regardless of age, country, or language. And now it's your turn. What do you think of this story? Has the show made you think about your life or the problems in society? Write in the comments. We want to hear your thoughts because every view is unique and important. Playing Squid isn't just about money and games. This is a story about finding light even in the deepest darkness, and each of us can become a part of this story. Want to read more inspiring stories about how the most incredible ideas find their way to success? Subscribe to our channel so you don't miss new videos. And remember, your support helps us share these stories with you.